Looks like Dame Dash is about to hit up Adin Ross because he's talking about running it in the ring with Camron and Jay-Z. Dame Dash was featured on a podcast where he was talking very crazy to Camron and Jay-Z. And as you know, this is happening amid Dame Dash doing his infamous Cheap Teeth song with his girl or his wife. I heard it was his wife. Who even knows these days? Apparently, she's very loyal to Dame and she's trying to grow her rapping career. In this podcast, Dame Dash trying to make it seem like he made Camron cry in private, trying to tell their private situations or private conversations. He's trying to act like he's just everyone's big homie and that he's gonna do something to them just because they're talking to him. So he's trying to build the narrative that Camron has cheap teeth because obviously he got teeth implants, just like Dame did if Dame doesn't have dentures right now. And Dame is basically trying to make a spectacle of Camron as well as Jay-Z because Jay-Z dissed Dame Dash and the Roots picnic freestyle that he did before he started performing. Dame is trying to shift the narrative now. He's trying to make it look like he's the winner, and these guys are basically riding his coattail. Remember, Dame was just in a bad financial situation not that long ago. It was so bad that his own daughter had to end up leaving where she was at in New York City. It was really that bad. People actually felt bad for Dame Dash. What brings me back to Camron? Because Camron responded to Dame Dash's cheap teeth diss towards him, and he actually felt bad for Dame Dash. He said basically pray for him. You know, he needs help. He's going through something right now. Apparently, there's nothing I can do about this, but apparently, I'm the topic of discussion and the target. And now it's coming to listen, let's just get in the ring. All right. Dame wants to humiliate Jay-Z as well as Camron because he's mad at things that they said about him, especially the disses. Okay. Jay-Z dissing him publicly. That was Dame's chance to shine. Dame probably is actually happy that Hove mentioned his name because he wants that type of attention right now. Yeah, he wants that attention. That's something that he wants. He wants to be in the limelight. He wants to be in a conversation with Jay-Z because he's been looked down upon over the last year. Or maybe I should say years. Okay? Dame hasn't been in the best place, all right? We also seen 50 Cent making fun of his video where his teeth fell out of his mouth. His dentures popped. All right. I believe we've all seen that video. And yeah, man, it was looking pretty bad for Dame. Dame was literally a joke. People was talking about him aging pretty badly. It just looked like Dame was at a weak point. Like he had absolutely no leverage whatsoever. He just looked like he was falling apart. And now he's trying to change that narrative. Now he's trying to say, listen, if people are going to mention my name and etc., hey, let's get into the boxing ring. All right, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Dame Dash is talking to Adin Ross right now, okay? There's a brand risk event every few months. Will there be one with Dame versus Camron? Because me personally, I don't believe that Jay-Z and Dame will ever get in the ring for any reason. Reason being is because Jay-Z is too rich. All right, billionaires are not fighting anybody, right? They're not getting in the ring. They're not doing any of that stuff. All right, Jay-Z wants to rap. He wants to go on this final lap that it seems he's doing. People believe he's dropping an album. I have no idea, but he's definitely doing some very rare shows, and it's looking pretty interesting for Hove right now. But will Hove ever jump in the ring, though? Some of y'all might say yes. He's from Marcy Projects. He's not going to back down. But Jay-Z's also 56 years old, and Dame is pretty much around the same age as him. So you think that he's just going to agree to box Dame? I don't think so. Plus, Adin Ross does not have the capital that it would cost for Jay-Z to hop in the boxing arena. I just gotta be real about the situation. You can think otherwise. I just don't see that happening. But let's get to this podcast segment where Dame Dash is addressing Camron as well as Jay-Z to hop in the ring. If you didn't smash that like button, I need you to hit that like button right now. Let's take a look.
You and Cam got history, right?
Fredo.
That's what you
Those series of races.
But y'all got history.
Yeah, there's a history of him.
How did y'all get to that, man?
I know, because he got with 50, and 50 smacked him on his ass. And Since then, he hasn't been the same. He smacked all the Harlem out of him. Pause. He was like, "What's up?" And then Harlem was out.
Can't get back to what y'all
Listen,
used to.
this is what you don't understand. Cam's ass won't get in the room and have a conversation with me. That was the problem. He's not man enough, and neither will Jay. They're not man enough to have a conversation. They're not man enough to give me a verbal fair one or a physical fair one. They won't do none of that. I can guarantee you, if you ask Cam if he'll get in the room with me, he'll say no because I might start crying. Because that's what he used to look like when I used to chastise him. He used to cry. You understand what I'm saying? So it isn't me that's ducking the fade. Jay's been ducking the fade. I haven't been talking about Jay. I've been talking to Jay. See, talking about someone is when you're talking about them and they don't know. I've been saying it in front of y'all, in front of him, in front of his friends. I want that fair one. Right? I've never hit it. I'm not like, yo, guess what, Jay's a I'm like, yo, Jay ain't shit. And I've said it on public. I'm saying it because I want him to say something. I dare you to say something. I dare this nigga to say something. I dare him to get a fair one in anything.
I feel like I understand Dame's game here. I feel like I understand his tactics. I think I know what he's trying to do here, man. It seems like Dame Dash just wants to have severe clout, okay? I think he understands how the internet works now. He understands that a lot of drama is gonna sell. Even if he's just lying about things or painting narratives, it doesn't matter. If he says the most outrageous things, it will always be focused upon. Now, there are other celebrity boxing promotions like Misfits as well. I don't know about the other ones. I know Jake Paul creates his own thing. I think, doesn't Jake Paul own Misfits? I don't even know. Listen, all I'm saying is, if there was such a situation, it's definitely doable on either platform. Point I'm trying to make is, will this even happen? Period. We've never seen Camron box anyone for real. Like, have we ever seen Camron in any physical setting? The only thing we truly remember is him running from True Life and his crew with Jim Jones when they got chased at Rock Park. I don't know about any other situations. I know Cat Williams said that Camron did something to him. Who even knows? I haven't seen Killer in any boxing event. No, not even in any physical altercations that I know of. Maybe y'all can refresh my memory if he did. But I don't think that Cameron's scared of anyone. I say it time and time again that Cam is one of the most pettiest Negroes in the Northern Hemisphere. I will forever stand by it, okay, alongside 50 Cent. But I also believe Jay-Z is very petty. He just doesn't showcase it enough. I don't see Hove hopping in the ring with anyone because I think that Hove is too rich to do that. Just like you wouldn't see Kanye West do that either. Now, Kanye West isn't really the person to just attack any old body, but then again, he is. Actually, I believe that Kanye would jump in the ring before Jay-Z would, just to be real, right? Jay-Z's much older. I don't see it happening. I don't think Jay-Z wants to get physical with anyone. But he will address anyone who has anything crazy to say about him when he feels to do so. Jay-Z is seen in rare form right now. Jay-Z is now outside right now, but I just don't think he's doing anything with Dame, period. All right. I really don't think he wants to see Dame publicly or anything like that. But as far as Camron and Dame is concerned, for the right bag, will Camron box with Dame?
Same thing with Dame. Dame kept with me on the internet. Cam, don't do this. Cam, don't do that. Cam, don't do this. Cam. I'm like, yo, bro, why does he keep shooting at me? I'm not saying nothing to this dude. And so when I finally said that I didn't like the movie, I thought Honor Rock was whack. He just went on a rampage. I'm soft, this, that, da-da-da, da-da-da. And I'm like, damn, all I said was I ain't like a movie. So to me, Dame been feeling this way for a long time. And to be honest with you, I'm glad he could get it out of the system for us. So, I'd rather let me know I really feel than suppressing his real feelings. Do I wish it had not been the internet? Yeah, I do wish it was that. You could have told me that you've been mad at me all this time. Because for me to say I don't like Honor Up and then you go on this roller coaster ride about all my personal shit, et cetera, it's crazy. So, and then when I see interviews, right? I seen him doing an interview with Jason Lee. Jason Lee is asking him about Charlemagne. Shout out to Charlemagne, the God. And he's saying some shit about Charlemagne. Jason Lee didn't even say my name. He just like, yeah, and that nigga Cam. Yo. Yeah. And then, stop talking about me, nigga Cam, and start talking about me. I'm like, bro, he said Charlemagne. He didn't say anything about Camron.
If these guys are truly brothers, don't ever see that happening. Listen, Cam and Dame have a long history, both from Harlem, both did a lot of things, all right, was both on Roc-A-Fella Records, all right, just so much, all right, that they've gone through, all right. We already know about the Jim Jones situation, all right. Jim Jones pretty much was punked by Dame Dash in the streets of New York and Soho, all right, and that was very interesting. Listen, I'm gonna just say this. I didn't say it before. Dame can actually box. All right. Listen, I think that Dame has an advantage in boxing. This is exactly why he's presenting the offer to both parties. Because Dame is a real boxer and has boxed before. But listen, I don't know, man. I think that Dame is not in over his head, but he's just making narratives, man. He's gonna build a narrative. He's gonna say, well, if they don't want to box, they're scary. All right, it's just that simple. They scared me, so why are they mentioning me? All right, if they don't want to box, Dame is pretty much gonna act as though that he has leverage over those two and paint a narrative that they're scared of him, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. 10 times out of 10, it won't work. Hove has too much love. Cam got too much love, and their love outweighs whatever type of negativity that Dame is trying to throw their way or lure them into. All right, listen, I don't know what Dame has up his sleeves, but there is a low chance that he's probably gonna box with any of these guys. All right, Camron right now is treating Dame as though he has a serious issue and he needs to see a psychiatrist. All right, that's how he's treating Dame right now. He's acting like something's wrong with Dame and he's having a midlife crisis and etc. Jay-Z, on the other hand, is dissing Dame Dash. All right, just name dropping and trying to belittle him as much as possible because Dame constantly mentions Jay-Z in a negative. Like, even though Dame Dash publicly apologized to both Jay-Z and Leroy Cohen because he was sad that he wasn't invited to the Rock Nation brunch. You literally can't make any of this stuff up, gang. I just gotta be real about the situation. Okay. How do y'all feel about this in the comment section, man? Do you think that Dame Dash is wilding, or is there a possibility that Jay-Z or Camron might hop in the ring with Dame? Listen, I need you to let me know in the comment section right this minute, right now. And if you ain't smashed the like, you gotta hit that like button right now because it helps the channel in such a major way, as well as hitting that hype button, which is also key to the man's growth. But one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? Is the mayor, the one and only New York Mayor, F. Bomb Donnie, and you're rocking with the 10 favorite Showface News. Is Big Gotham, and you already know it's the 10 versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang, and make sure you hit that pinned link in the comment section. Salute.